Today is Thursday, March 26th, and this is your 10 of Pentacles Thursdays live blackout reading. Now, please do be reminded that these messages and readings are for entertainment and educational purposes only. So make sure you are consulting Most High, going within, trusting your very own intuition, wisdom, and guidance before you reach out to and are for divination. All right. Now, having said that, let's see what card has come forth. We are starting out with the Spiritual Symbols Oracle card deck, and the Dark Lord card is back again. It is reversed. Keywords and phrases include physical warrior, fighting on the front lines, physical and magical capabilities, enlightened, authority, power, grandiose, influence, noble. So, someone here is fighting on the front lines, okay? Maybe for their life. Maybe someone has been deployed to go to the war in Iran, all right? But at any rate, someone here believes that they have physical and magical capabilities, all right? They believe that they are a physical warrior, okay? They believe that they have authority, power, all right? They have a grandiose ideology of themselves, all right? So the next card that has come forth is the Spirit Speaks card. So someone is being guided to seek advice, to steer judgment, okay, as insightful talks illuminate your journey. So I don't know, maybe someone is getting ready to be deployed and they are being guided to seek advice, okay, maybe from the hierarchy, okay? If you need to speak to someone about you being deployed, about you having to fight for your life, okay? The olive branch spiritual symbols card is here reversed. Keywords and phrases include delayed communications and setbacks, powerless, yearning for connections, miscommunications, and contract delays. All right, so someone is being guided to speak to someone, but there may be delayed communications and setbacks in the situation. So I don't know if you are getting deployed to the war in Iran, maybe there is no opportunity to speak to a mentor at this time. Maybe you can consult with the Most High if you are not able to communicate with, I don't know, a chaplain or someone along that line, all right? The puzzle card is here upright, so struggling to solve problems, stuck, lack of knowledge and clarity, confusion. Hey there, Crystal Checker. So, confusion, mistakes, disconnections, and frustration. So, maybe someone feels like they don't want to be deployed, okay? They don't want to go to the war in Iran, all right? And they are struggling to solve this problem. Maybe someone is confused. They didn't expect to be deployed to go to the war in Iran, all right? Maybe they feel like they made a mistake now by joining the military. All right, the spiritual symbols card clear is here upright. It is saying to focus your intentions, navigate decisions with clear insight and purpose. All right, now I am a veteran of both the Army and the Navy, and when I was in boot camp in 1990, from November 1990 until March of 1991, I was in Army boot camp and then my Army school, okay? I think they called it AIT. That was 1990, guys. Forgive me if I'm not remembering correctly, but we did come down on orders to get deployed to go to the Gulf War. All right, everyone was totally shocked, confused. So I can definitely relate to this energy. All right, all it took was for one person to start crying, and everyone else began crying as well. All right, they were wanting to call their parents and say, I didn't expect this. I just joined to get the bonus, the sign on bonus. So, totally am resonating with this reading. The gold spiritual symbols card is here reversed. Keywords and phrases include material wealth and success, hidden gifts, high standards, spiritual enlightenment, self-love. So maybe this card is saying to someone that there is success here, all right? You have hidden gifts. Maybe you have a hidden gift on how to protect yourself to stay alive during your deployment, okay? Maybe you have a gift here to communicate with the Most High, to pray that you and your battalion, all right, your unit will be safe and protected by the Most High. The weapon spiritual symbols card is here. Hey there, Ella Mishich. So the weapon spiritual symbols card is here, upright. Keywords and phrases include reconciliation, think things through, be careful of risky investments and people, gather info about surroundings and people. So maybe you are being guided to gather as much info about your situation before you deploy, okay? Tighten up on those survival skills and instincts that you learned in boot camp, okay? All right, we're going to go to the What's Gossip Oracle card deck. Master Messiah, What's Gossip Oracle card would like to come forth with a message for this reading. The Recharge card is here. Keywords and phrases: mental rest, emotional recovery, taking a break, come back stronger. So maybe you are being guided to don't overthink this process, okay? Take a mental rest at this time. Take a break from thinking about you being deployed, okay, to Iran, all right? The past life card is here upright. So maybe in a past life, you also were in the military, okay? Maybe there's unexplained familiarity, okay? There are soul memories, okay? You feel like you've done this before. Maybe you have met people in the military that you are familiar with, that you see as or feel as a previous connection, okay? The divine intervention card is here reversed. So you want your path to be redirected. You want to be saved just in time, all right? You want the Most High to step in. And I completely understand that, all right? When I was in Army boot camp and everyone got orders, okay? This wasn't just hearsay that we may be going, all right? We got orders. We all were going, everyone in that boot camp. All right, we hadn't even made it to school. We were just graduating boot camp, Army boot camp, and they were sending us to the Gulf War. All right, but there was divine intervention. All right, the war ended, so everyone's orders got changed. Okay, some people were going to Japan. All right, some people were going to Oklahoma. I got orders to stay right there at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. So I don't know. It is possible, all right, because divine intervention did happen in my situation in the past, and I don't know, escaped being deployed. But it does not mean I didn't come down on orders, okay? At the bottom of the deck, we have the shadow work card upright. So, keywords and phrases: facing hidden fears. Yes, you have a hidden fear about being deployed to go to the war in Iran. That is completely understandable. Again, when I was in Army boot camp, all it took was one person to start crying, okay? And everyone else started crying. They wanted to call their mother. I didn't know that this was going to happen so soon. We just signed. We joined because they were offering us all this money, this huge bonus. So accept your imperfections at this time. Explore your darker emotions, okay? Do your shadow work. Consult with the Most High, all right? If you have to release emotionally, go ahead and do that, okay? But I feel like you will be okay because you have, all right, the hidden gift, I believe, to communicate with the Most High and to pray for your unit, okay? Whatever unit that will be deployed, that you will be deployed with, okay, pray, all right? Pray. Make sure your relationship with the Most High is trump tight at this time, okay? Focus, all right? All right. Focus on your military training, all right, in boot camp, all right? All right, let's go to the Kim Mayfield Tarot Oracle card deck. Master Messiah, please give us more insight, wisdom, and guidance on the weapons card upright, recharge upright, past life upright, divine intervention reversed, and shadow work upright. Please speak to your children. The gambling card is here reversed. Keywords and phrases: lack of control, losing something, theft, generous to a fault, making large purchases. So maybe you feel like You could lose your life. Okay, yes, of course, we are all faced with our mortality when we join the military. All right, again, I am saying to you, tighten up your relationship with the Most High. Okay, get that communication going now. All right, for example, you can say, Master Messiah, please guide my unit on the route that you have created and designed us to go. Protect us in the line of fire. Guard us, surround us, and seal us with your holy fire and your protection in Master Messiah's name, okay? Or words to that effect, okay? Start praying, start communicating today, okay? Decree and declare that you will return home, that you will be safe, okay? So this card speaks of stop stopping or not trying to control the situation, okay? Letting go, all right? If if you are focused on your spiritual path, okay, you will be making huge progress, okay? If you release fear, regret, and negativity at this time. So those three things are extremely important, all right? Because you can grow spiritually here, all right, by releasing the fear, releasing the regret, and releasing all negativity. Because if you carry that negativity into war, that fear into war, that is what you will attract, okay? All right, let's go to the Gnosticism T for me, Oracle card deck, Master Messiah. But Gnosticism T for me, Oracle card would like to come forward with a message for this reading. Please speak to your children. All right, we have thinking about thinking, monkey mind. So, yes, you have monkey mind, all right? You're worried, you're in fear. Okay, again, remove those fears. Face your own mortality, okay? Look it straight in the eye and say, I have the power of life and death in my tongue. I speak life over myself, over my unit, over my company. As we are deployed to Iran, I speak divine protection, okay? You have monkey mind, all right? On the back of the card is the Archon Astaphios, Astaphaios. He is the sixth Archon gatekeeper, okay? He governs Mercury's domain, creating mental confusion. So you are creating a demonic, archonic attachment by giving in to fear, giving in to monkey mind, giving in to confusion, okay? So this archon, Astaphios, governs Mercury's domain, creating mental confusion, and the truth comes through intellectual analysis rather than direct gnosis. So you want your truth to come from direct gnosis, okay? Knowing that when you speak life, okay, it shall come to pass. When you speak that you shall return back home from the war in Iran, it shall come to pass, okay? Letter A. This archon loves complexity. All right, he loves endless debate, theoretical knowledge, which will never translate into actual wisdom. Letter B. He does not discourage thinking. This archon corrupts thinking. So don't allow this archonic attachment that you have to corrupt your thinking, okay? He corrupts thinking by making it circular and self-referential, thinking about thinking, never arriving at the direct knowing that transcends conceptual understanding. Okay? All right. So the next card is three categories of thought. Okay? The monad responds to consciousness recognition, not logistics. Okay? So this is extremely important for you to understand. All right? You need to maintain source thoughts at this time, all right? There are three categories of thoughts. The highest thought is source thought, and that is the only thought that is recognized by the Most High, by the monad. Here is an example. Love is all there is, okay? You can program this thought into you today, all right? Love is the fundamental force, okay? That is another source thought that you can program into your mind today. Consciousness is all there is, all right? Is another thought. On the back of the card, ego thoughts, okay? This is one of the three thoughts, okay? They are generated by one's survival identity, by protecting your self thoughts, okay? Maintain your status, seek pleasure, avoid pain, okay? These are all ego thoughts, but they are not recognized by the Most High. Neutral thoughts, okay, are the next type of thought, okay? They exist in the middle and functions as a practical frequency neutral thought, okay? It includes planning, information, and processing, such as these are neutral thoughts. What time is my appointment? Okay? It These thoughts help you get through day-to-day activities. They are not bad thoughts, okay? For navigating reality, but they do not activate the monad, the Most High. Again, only source thoughts, okay? So, source thoughts recognize reality from the monad perspective, not ego. So, remember that, okay? You don't want to be in your ego. You don't want to have an archonic attachment of monkey mind, all right? These source thoughts acknowledge true infinity, the eternal, all right? The unified, all right? I am awareness observing experience, okay? That is another source thought that you can speak life into yourself today, okay? Another one, everything is expressing itself, okay? That is another source thought. Separation is illusion, all right? That is another source thought. The last, I am the monad recognizing itself. All right, so I am going to end this reading here. May the Most High protect you and guide you and your unit safely along this journey. Okay, if you have received orders to be deployed to the war in Iran, all right, make sure you take heed to these messages. Okay, get your thoughts in order so that you are having source thoughts, okay? Thoughts that will be recognized by the Most High, all right? So that you will be protected, and divinely guided, all right, as you head into this war. All right, I will be back with another live in Master Messiah's name. Good luck to you all. Shalom.